Hello, my dear students in grade 6. This is Miss Monaya talking to you. I hope you're all fine as today we're going to start with a new concept. It's called Models of Permission. This is a new grammar lesson from our book Focus on Grammar Level 2, Lesson 14. First of all, from its meaning, what does the word permission give you an idea about? I usually ask permission to do a certain action. I ask permission to do an action whether I'm at school. I ask for permission if I'm at home. I usually ask my parents, or at any time I'm somewhere around people I don't know, I have to ask permission to do certain actions. So models of permission are words that we use in order to ask permission to do something. Follow with me closely, please, in order to know what are these models and how do we use them. First of all, models of permission are two in number. Let's start with what are they and what form do they have? Models of permission are can and may. If you remember, previously we said can has more than one meaning. In the previous lesson, we used can to talk about our ability. We also used can to talk about certain possibility that we can uh, have, as well as here we can use can to ask for permission. As I just said, can and may are both used for permission, but there is a difference in their usage. But first, let's start with the form that each of these models have. Since we're asking for permission, we're going to use it majorly in questions. Each modal is followed by the verb in the base form. Look at the example in front of you. Can I sit here? Can is the modal, I is the subject, and then sit is the base form of the verb. And to remind you, the base form is the original form of the verb without any change or addition. Let's look at the usage notes for each of these models. We said we use can or may to ask if it's okay for us to do something. So we ask permission. We can use it in the negative form and especially in the response. I can say cannot or can't, but may is never used in the contracted form. It's always may not. I can't say mayn't. It's never used like that. There is also a difference between can and may, and that is in the, um, the way we use them around people. For example, may is formal or more polite, whereas can is informal. Let's see what do we really mean by that to give you an example that would show you the difference between them. May is more polite. It is used to show respect to people who are new to us or people who are older. Can is usually used if you're talking to your friends or people you know really well. Look at the first example on your left. Here you can see a student. He's in class, he's raising his hand and he wants to ask his teacher. What does he say? May I go out to the toilet? Why? He wants to be polite so that the teacher does not refuse his request. So, or the teacher does not deny him permission to go out to the toilet. Whereas in the second picture, there are two girls talking to each other. One of them is asking the other, can I borrow your pencil? Because here we're talking about two people who are of the same age and they are fully acquainted with each other, so they know each other really well. There's no need for formal language. You can be polite, but if you're talking to somebody you know, you can use can. But if you're talking to somebody who is older or somebody you just met today, you need to be polite and to show respect for that person by using a polite word like may. Let's move on, please. As for the answers to these questions or the responses, the answers to these questions with can and may can be one of two things. Either the answer is a short positive response, and by that we mean that the person wants to tell you that it's okay for you to do that action. For example, here, look at the picture in front of you. The lady is asking her friends in college if she can help them. So, what do they say? Can I help you? Yes, you can, or no, you Can't. That would be what we mean by short response. But say, um, if I want to express a negative response, that's why I specified short positive response. Can I help you? Yes, you can. If the answer is no, it has to be something else. And by that I mean when a person has to tell you no or to deny you permission, he or she has to give you an apology. They have to apologize and to give you a reason why they won't allow you to do that action. For example, here in the picture on your right, there is a man, the one who's wearing a green tie. He's talking to his boss who's wearing a blue suit, and the employee is asking his boss, may I leave the office early today? And what does the boss say? No, you can't. And then he offers the reason why. I need you here to close the deal with the client. You can see the people, they are sitting with them in the same office. So the employee is asking permission to leave. He's asking using polite word may, but the boss he wants to refuse or to deny the employee permission to leave early. So what does he do? He has to explain or to apologize and give a reason why he can't do that action. So here, when I want to refuse or to deny permission to somebody to do something, I have to give a reason. I have to justify why am I saying no. No, you can't. I need you here to close the deal with the client. This would give the person who's asking permission enough reasons to know why his request or why his question for permission was denied. To practice using can and may, you can solve the exercises in FOG page 163, 164, exercises 1 and 2 on your grammar copybook. Thank you.